Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Who Invited Her? We are San Diego's LGBTQ pop culture podcast. I am your host, Tony, and I'm here with my other host,
Daddy Bear Eric.
Yes, and our kind of other regular host at this point. It's Brianna.
Hi.
Hold on, there's Eric's name. How are you guys?
Good. We're
Yes.
back.
We're back. We took last week off, everybody, because Eric was gone and I can't function the show without him. So, and we were gonna have Quinn, Jax, and Jazz on from the House of Glam, but I had family in town, so we'll talk about that. So we have to reschedule them. They will be on the show sooner or later. That whole posse, because I want to dive into that three-way relation.
It is.
Yeah, it will. Look, she's so meek and quiet. She's such a little lady.
That's the first time anyone has ever said that about me.
That you're meek and quiet.
Meek and quiet. Like a loud broad.
They're like, who is this
A
broad?
loud broad.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring that word back, broad. Broad. Hey, broad.
She's like a broad.
What's the equivalent of broad for a man?
Bro?
No? You think so?
No, because I mean, it is like men are just assumed to be assertive, and so I don't know if there is an equivalent. There might be like
bro,
no, bro, or like I think it's like for women you're called a broad because it's like, oh, you display sort of masculine.
Do you
traits.
find that offensive?
I've taken it back. Yeah, no, but it's like they say it because you're like, oh, she's like an old broad, you know?
Yeah.
Like she's not like a feminine woman.
Oh, I have a question for both of you. This just reminded me of it. How do you feel about the word queer? What does queer mean to you? Because this came up with a ally friend, a straight friend of mine, and they asked the question like, can you identify as queer if you are not part of the LGBTQ plus community?
Oh.
And I thought about it, knowing the original word of queer, what it means.
That feels like an SAT question.
I know.
Hold on, let me write my thesis on it.
D, all of the above.
But what do you think? What is queer for you guys? What does it mean for you, Eric?
I mean, I definitely think it's all inclusive of the community, but not any particular set type. But I mean, I don't know if I'd call a straight person queer, but if maybe they feel they have some tendencies or they land somewhere on the spectrum, then I think they're part of it.
What about you, Bryn?
I mean, I would say yes. If you're on the spectrum of gayness, then sure. But I don't think that you could just be like, I'm cis, I'm only attracted to the opposite sex, but I'm also queer. I don't know. Is that exclusionary?
Is it?
I don't want to get canceled.
I don't know.
No, I think you have to be some level of gay.
Some level.
I think that's the general consensus.
Yeah, I would say, see, this is what I think. Queer, if you look up the word, it originally means an oddity, right?
Yeah.
But over time, it also has meant that anybody that's part of the LGBTQ community, but specifically not identifying as heterosexual.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I could understand maybe a straight person who is not happy with the way the country is going and really wants to put a dent in, how society is being run.
Yeah.
Okay.
And does that make sense that they want to identify as queer to knock down those, because I'm straight, I have to do this, I have to do that?
I guess it's outside of gender norms if you're saying, hey, I don't adhere to all of that. Then maybe like if you were a tomboy or something and you're like, hey, I don't have
I don't know.
typical, but
I like the word queer.
Yeah, I
do
like
too.
it. Yeah.
I'd rather be called queer than any of the other words.
I'd rather be called queer than bi, I guess, because everyone's
They're like,
women.
bye.
Like, bye.
I feel like in my younger years it had a negative connotation to it, and now I like that we've taken it back and like it's so positive these days. I love it.
I was in Target and I walked into an aisle and there was a big cup and it said "Cheers, queers."
No way!
Yes, I swear to God.
You're like, yes,
Cheers,
Target.
Queers, and it was like a big.
Did you buy
mason
it?
Jar. I did. I almost sent a message to you guys in the picture, like, I feel like I'm being personally attacked by Target.
It was. Target was like, we see you.
Yes, exactly.
We got your number.
Thanks, Target.
I better turn my phone up. So I know. Okay, first, before we get into heavy stuff, you, Mr. Eric.
Yes.
You and Caesar.
Yes.
Where's Caesar's music? Hold on.
Caesar has his own music.
Yeah. Wait, is that it? No, it's
That's like a waltz.
Wait, I have it on here somewhere. There. Whenever we mention his name. I'm Mexican. God damn it. Yes, you and Cesar went to Mexico City.
Yes, we went to Mexico City Pride and had the time of our lives.
Okay, when did you guys go? Give us the whole itinerary when you left, all that
We
shit.
left Friday afternoon, got there Friday evening, and left Sunday afternoon, got home Sunday evening. It was a very short trip,
Yeah.
in and out. We had no time to be tourists at all. All we were was gay pride. We
Gay
were
pride.
gay,
You were
gay,
there
gay.
to be gay.
We
and
were
get out.
super gay.
Get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you wear?
So our first night we went out to La Purissima, which means the purest.
Ooh,
And I
okay.
love this. Get this. It is a Catholic themed gay bar.
I saw your picture.
Wait a
And
minute.
I
Yes.
love this
And
so much.
I've been to a couple of them. We have the Abbey in West
Abbey,
Hollywood.
yeah.
That don't
But
count.
they've totally outdone it.
How so?
The women, the female like servers and employees
Tell me they're
were
in it.
wearing nuns outfits.
oh my god, I love that so much.
That is amazing.
The male
Like
ones
full
Are they
on
sexy nuns
with
or
the
full?
habits, the habits with like
Wait.
short skirts.
Oh my god, I love it.
The males were wearing the white band collar
Collar.
priest outfits.
Okay,
And
okay.
the DJ was dressed as a bishop.
That's what is it called?
La Purissima.
With the purest.
Two
Okay.
floors. Yeah, it was.
How was it? How was the music? How was the vibe?
So good. The music was great. Everyone was so like friendly and happy, and we waited like an hour to get in, and it was totally fine because we
worth
could
it.
drink beers in line, and
Wait a
That's like
minute.
that's a
How did
party
you
outside
get
the
beers
party.
in line?
you just walk over to the little corner store and
Grab it.
buy a beer and hide it when the
we
police
do
come
that
by.
here?
That's the life. Why don't we do that here?
I don't
Too many
know.
rules,
Yeah,
regulations.
because it's far worse
Because
here
we're-
if you get
yeah,
caught.
because we're actually
far
run by
worse for
actual-
anything here.
Yeah, Christian people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we did that on Saturday or Friday night.
Yeah.
Saturday we woke up. We went to the parade. We walked some of the parade. Well, actually most of it, and then went down to the festival and saw a couple performances. We saw one trans performer who was amazing. The stage opened up and she was inside a Barbie box.
What?
Yeah.
He's got the chills.
It was really cool. Such a great performance and like an amazing dancer, and they were
Yeah.
wonderful. And then we went back, and it started to pouring rain, like massive amounts of rain.
Was it like a hot rain or was it cold?
It got cold. It got cold.
Was it a hot rain?
the
I
parade-
was in Nashville once and it rained and it was hot and
Yeah.
we were out
Gross.
like on a bus and we loved it.
Yeah.
'Cause it was like a hot rain.
Yeah.
Very sexual.
So the parade started at 11. We got back at 7 p.m. The parade was still going.
Oh my
What?
god.
And then the rain started, so they had to end the parade.
Wait a minute. You what? How long
We-
was this parade?
It was at least 8 hours.
That is wild.
Yeah. Still going.
And it was action packed the whole time. Like,
There
the
was
energy
floats
was still up.
and
like,
yeah.
Were people still watching the parade?
Yeah, there were tons of people. So everyone like went in.
Yeah.
We got dinner, and then when the rain stopped, everyone went back out.
I love that.
So
So wait, where was the parade in Mexico City? Like
La
what
Reforma.
is okay.
Yeah,
And how many people attended? Do you think was it a lot?
thousands and thousands.
Oh,
I mean,
so it's a big
the
event.
whole city just felt like it was Pride. Like,
Oh, that is.
and we
insane.
were right on. Our hotel was on the parade route, so we were on the same street of it. We could like look down our window and see the parade.
That's amazing. How far
Yeah.
ahead did you book? Because I bet you those
Yeah.
hotels were
Like a month.
yeah, I bet you those hotels are
Oh.
like gnarly when it gets going.
Yeah, it was not expensive at all. Our hotel room was like $60, which
What?
is amazing, and it was nice. Yeah,
Get out of the United States.
I know.
I know.
Wait, I have a question. Okay, so you guys did the parade
Yeah.
all day Saturday, but did you leave the parade and then come back? You said, right?
So we went to the festival. We
How was
left
the
parade.
festival?
The festival was really cool. It was really cool. It started to get hot, and I'm like, ooh. I
Is
need to
it
cool
like
down.
the festival here where there's a lot of vendors and beer gardens
No.
and stages and performances?
No, there's
How-
two main stages.
Okay.
And everyone's kind of it's in their like I forget the name of the square, but it's like a very old historic square. like right in the center of downtown.
Okay.
And so it's just everyone is just like filled and pushing and shoving, but it's great. There's so much energy. Like there's like vendors walking around like selling beers.
Yeah.
And it's so great.
What?
Why do we live here?
Why?
So,
Jesus Christ.
so then we go out again.
Yeah.
We ended up going to the leather bar, which, get this, if you wear leather, you get 5 beers with your entrance.
What?
Wait a
5
minute.
beers.
That's not fair. Why don't we have this shit? I
They
would
just
be.
feel it. They're like,
Yeah.
Leather.
Yeah. So we.
Yeah, but they're like, is that fake leather?
Is that vegan leather?
Vegan.
Because that does not count. Or
Yeah.
then you just get light beers.
Like Michelob.
So we get to the leather bar,
Yeah.
and then
Wait, were you both in leather?
we were, yes.
I think I saw Caesar's
Yeah.
outfit with the white shirt and the harness.
Yes,
That
he
was
wore the
cute,
harness,
yeah.
yes.
And then
And
you,
then
what did you
which-
sport?
I wore my
vest?
leather vest
Okay,
and like
cool.
took the shirt off and just had the vest on.
And did you have your hat?
No, I did not wear the hat.
Oh.
Yeah. And so I had this like weird moment where I was trying to figure out what was going on. There's a lot of strippers, and I wanted to learn like I was just curious of the behind the scenes. So I learned that like 2 strippers would come in, they would go upstairs and change, go downstairs, change, like do a performance to 2 songs, which had nothing to do with leather. They like, and then they would leave. And
Were
then
they in
2
leather
So they
gear?
rotated to all the bars, I think, and like.
Oh,
And I
see
think
what
they
you mean.
did a circuit, so like it didn't matter that they weren't part of like the
So
bar.
they were like, "Oh, we're doing this club
Yeah.
in about an hour, so let's go do our numbers, pack up their gear,
Yeah.
walk down the street, probably,
and
to the
probably
next-
So-
yeah,
They probably were like, we've got 40 strippers working in
Yep.
the city,
yep,
and we are just going to parcel them
Yeah.
out like everyone.
Yeah.
just
get.
rotate
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
And some of them were just really ridiculous. Like one of them would go and like slam his feet on the counter on the stage. I just couldn't help but giggle.
What do you
like-
mean slam his feet?
He would
Like,
literally
get,
like throw his arm back and then pound his feet on the ground.
Well, because that's
like
that's a female stripper thing, because you're supposed to be wearing the like
the heels.
the heels, like the
Oh.
plastic heels. So
Yeah.
it makes like a clicking sound.
Yeah.
It's very satisfying.
Yeah.
But if you're not wearing those shoes, then it would just look like
He's
someone
he was like
pounding
trying to kill a bug or something.
So much of it was just it was a very straight all of it was strange because also in between when the strippers were changing,
yeah.
they would put on a musical theater song.
Oh.
Now you're
so-
speaking my language.
So they would play like,
okay.
Chicago, all that jazz.
Oh,
Shut
like
up.
anti-mame or something.
Yeah, like-
Anti-mame.
But I'm like, this is a leather
With some
bar.
buddies.
None of this fits together. None
I
of
love
this.
this makes it
They're
even
so
more
cohesive.
exciting. I would be so down for that. I'm like, is it musical theater time? Okay, what is the number?
Yes.
So yeah, and then
So
the
wait,
str-
so when the strippers went off, it was like musical theater time.
Yeah.
And how was the audience into? Were they into the musical theater, or were they like, my E hasn't kicked in
some
yet?
people were. Some people were singing to it. Some
Oh, I love
like
that.
yeah. It was a very strange combination. So
Like they're
wow,
like,
Yeah.
biggest pride. What do gay people like? Strippers, musical theater, just
and
do
leather?
yeah,
It. Just put the
yeah.
Put them all in one room and see what happens.
So-
Let
put
it
it on
cook.
shuffle, and we're good.
We're good.
So we left there and then ended up going to an underground warehouse party
Those
Called-
are always fun.
called Pervert.
Oh, you cannot get away with that here.
No.
You know how
God.
canceled that would be.
Yes. And it
Pervert?
was yeah, it was insane. So this was probably I think maybe we got there like 2 a.m.
Oh wow.
Damn,
and we
that
were
sounds
there till like
exhausting.
5, I think.
I love
And there was 2 rooms and there was a dark room where people did their
Where they had sex.
Mm-hmm.
sex.
Yeah.
Sex.
Um,
Sex room.
But it was
And you
really
guys-
cool.
did
The
you go in that
music was
room?
great. We walked around. We took a look.
Okay. Did
Yeah.
you see anything nice? Anything entertaining?
Did you guys watch Fire Island?
Yes.
What
Yeah.
did you think? I think we talked about that, did we?
Did we talk about it?
I thought we
remember.
did.
Yeah, we did, because it's Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. We did.
Yeah.
We did. Okay. Okay. What was your highlight of the trip? Favorite part that you would recommend every year you must do for Mexico Pride?
For me, I thought it was La Purísima. That was my favorite. I just had such a great time there. I guess it had closed and they had just opened it like 2 days before we got there. So it'd been closed for, I think, a few years.
Oh, really?
And it was just, the
Excuse me.
music was great. The bartenders were so nice. Like everyone was so friendly and just so like happy to be there.
To be at Pride.
Yeah, it was great. I like go there and so much fun.
Okay, and what was the parts that you were like, I don't know about this? That were not a highlight.
The flight.
The flight. Why the
Oh.
flight?
fly?
What
Because I was
happened?
tired.
The flight back or flight there?
The flight back.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Well, so I get flying anxiety no matter
Why
what.
do you
Like,
always sound so
I'm
quiet?
sorry.
Brent?
I
Get
get
it right in your
anxiety
mouth.
like
Yeah, I know.
I'm not used to this.
There you are.
There we are. I get emotional about flying. Like when I get home from a trip, like all
Yeah.
of my dopamine is gone. And if I fly and I've been drinking,
Yeah.
I just
Do you-
cannot handle it.
Can you
Yeah.
fly and drink?
Yes, I can fly and drink, but on a trip home,
Yeah.
after I've been drinking and then flying and traveling, like when I get home, like I have no serotonin left. I've got no dopamine. I'm just like
Yeah.
done. I will order
You're
Boston
dead.
Market and watch Schitt's Creek for
Well-
like a
Wait,
day.
Boston Market? There's no Boston Market in San
Yeah,
Diego?
Yes, there is.
Where?
There's one by the Target on
I
Balboa.
know our audience doesn't give a shit, but
Sorry,
I'm
guys.
curious about
There's
this.
a Boston Market on the right next to the Walgreens.
The
in
Walgreens.
in
Oh,
Balboa, where the
okay.
Target is, and they'll give you like a tub of mashed potatoes if you ever need.
Oh,
If you
God.
should ever.
Can we
need.
order that now?
I
Yes,
know.
with the
I'm on a
gravy.
diet. I'm kidding.
Mm.
We have a trip coming up. We're going to Croatia on our
know.
season break. I am super excited.
I
I need
know.
a vacation like nobody's business. I want to get out of this country after the week we had, weeks we've had, months we've had, years we've had
Mm.
here.
Just promise you guys
Ugh.
are coming back. You're
Yeah.
gonna come back, right?
We'll see. No promises. No, I'm kidding. I had a busy week with my niece and nephew.
Yeah, you had family.
I did. I had my sister and my brother-in-law and the 2 kids from Arizona come and visit. Kids are a lot.
Yeah, they
I
are.
love them. They are adorable as fuck, but
Yeah.
my God, I wish they had an off switch. I really do.
And you got to get away from them.
How?
Work.
Like, you know.
I work from home.
Oh.
no, like now they're gone.
Yeah, now they're gone. They went back home, but
Yeah.
they're so cute. So my sister, they took the kids to Disneyland, which was hot and crowded. I didn't go because I was like, this is mad expensive for one person.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not, no, thank you. But it's really funny. My niece, she is going to be turning 5 this year. She is obsessed with everything spooky and horror.
Oh.
I
You're definitely
wish.
related.
Yeah.
Like her favorite book is I have and it's actually a collector's item on my coffee table. Emily the Strange. I don't think they make the book anymore. Her favorite book. Keeps reading it the whole time she's here.
That's so
She's
cute.
obsessed with like anything scary. And then I was trying to scare the kids and tell them that Claude lived in the closet in the living room and I was going to throw him in there because Claude.
Pause. Yeah.
She was not phased. She's like, well, what is his favorite color? What does he like to eat? Does he have any friends? And I'm like, this is not working, man. But my nephew was terrified. But she was like,
Oh.
can we be friends? Where is he? Can we?
She's
can we-"
literally you.
I
Yeah.
know.
Oh, wow.
But it made me think, what were you guys obsessed with as kids? Do you remember your first obsession as a kid?
I was obsessed with vampires.
Were you really?
Yeah, we had a hall closet where we kept our coats, but it had a crawl space behind it, and I would go in and cross my arms and practice sleeping like a vampire. Yeah, I was a
And what did
full-on
your
weirdo.
parents think of that?
They, they didn't. I was one of 5. My parents didn't care. They're like,
They were
"You're
like,
being
what number is
quiet."
that?
They're like, if you're acting dead, at least you're quiet. We don't care.
Yeah.
Go. Yeah.
What about you, Eric? Do you remember
I-
your first obsession as a
I
kid?
have 2 that I remember. My first one was Madonna.
Oh,
I
yeah.
I had a giant
Okay.
Desperately Seeking Susan Madonna poster
With
in my room.
Patricia Arquette, right?
It was
Patricia-
just Madonna though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, from that movie. And then I remember I used to record her songs off the radio onto a tape.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember doing
So
that.
that was my
Me
obsession.
too.
And then my other obsession, I loved Legos. I
Legos?
was very particular. No other kids were allowed to play with them because everything was set up exactly how I wanted it on display.
Okay.
Not allowed to touch it. I spent hours and hours making sure everything was perfect.
Wow.
That's a normal thing, though, I think.
Very
I
OCD.
think that's normal.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yes,
what's coming out.
yeah.
with you.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Super OCD. My mom would be like, "Have your friends go play with your Legos," and I'd be like,
No.
"No! How dare you
Dare you.
invite them to do that?"
Like a little
Curse
column.
thee. Mine, all mine.
Yes.
I was comic books from as early as I
yeah.
can
Oh,
remember.
okay.
I was obsessed with superheroes and comic books.
That's normal.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
And then, do you remember? There was a time. I don't even think my brother or sister know this. There was a time I was obsessed with Sinbad the movie because he was half naked. Oh, my little gay heart at the time and it was Sinbad. This was not the old like 1960s. This was like in the 80s, and it was this famous bodybuilder that played Sinbad. Do you know which one I'm
Yes,
talking about?
I know
And
exactly
they go
which
to
one
the
you're talking
island.
about.
It was
Yep.
right when Clash of the Titans
Yes.
around that.
Yep.
Oh my God!
It
Like
is-
my first little wank session was to that
Yeah.
movie to
Aw.
him.
Brandon, I have a question.
obsessed.
What was your
Yeah.
childhood obsession movie?
Oh, good question. Yeah.
So
Since
I
you're a movie buff like me.
I know.
Yeah.
I loved the Labyrinth.
Oh.
I was very into the Labyrinth, and then I loved Shakespeare movies.
Whoa.
What?
So-
like what?
Like the Emma Thompson version of Sense and Sensibility. All of my friends, our parents took us to the movies. All of our friends went to go see it wasn't Clueless because that's not the time, but they all went to see like a real movie, and I
Yeah.
went to go see Kate Winslet and Emma Thompson star in Sense and Sensibility in a different theater
I was
than my
probably
friends.
sitting behind you in the theater because I love that movie. And I remember watching it in the theater.
I loved that movie.
Wow.
So that, and then it's funny that you mentioned it because I also loved. Remember that Madonna movie? Who's That Girl?
Oh, Yes.
yes.
with the
cougar
the
and she had the
cougar, and that skirt.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I had a
What was the guy's name? Lau. What was his?
Oh God!
Lau was something like that. The guy's name. in
Yes.
it?
What was his name? It was something
Oh,
like
and I used to love that.
so
movie.
yuppie. Yeah.
Oh.
Just
I-
those random movies. That
I
would come
remember
on.
watching Desperately Seeking Susan, and like I realized I've watched it as an adult, and I had no idea that was the storyline.
Yeah.
I was like, I
What?
had no idea what it was about when I was a kid.
Like what it
course
was really.
not.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I just watched it because I thought she
Wait,
was
what
so
is it about?
cool.
No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. I'm
I
totally
thought she was
kidding.
cool. I mean, what was the?
Mine, you guys already know what movie I was obsessed with as a kid.
What?
Peaches.
Oh,
Beaches.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine. So my real obsession was the Great Muppet Caper, and
yes,
I
good
actually
choice.
I would finish watching it and then like
Rewind
rewind it and watch it again to the point where I broke the tape. It actually
So,
snapped.
Eric, educate our younger audience. What do you mean by rewind and broke the tape?
Yeah, they don't know.
You guys, they're back in the day, before streaming and before
Yeah.
DVDs, there was
Mhm.
these things called VHS tapes.
Yeah, and you had a separate device to rewind it because your parents thought you were going to break the machine by using the
Exactly.
rewinder in the machine.
so
you
right.
bought a rewinder machine off
Yep.
to the side.
Yep.
And we couldn't even afford these. We had to go to a store that only rented you this tape.
These,
And then-
these VHS.
And then you had to rewind it before you brought it back, or they
Be
would
kind.
charge you more.
Be kind.
Yes.
Rewind.
Rewind.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember like cementing my place as someone who never understands the future. My dad wanted to buy a DVD player, and I was like, "Dad, you're so dumb. No one's gonna get rid of all of their VHSs. Do you know how many we have? And just get this weird new machine." Psh. I was like, "Brent has no foresight. I could never be in the stock market."
Never. Never. You'd
I was
be
like,
poor.
"Dad, you're so dumb."
Oh man, but no, the kids. It's fun to see what they're obsessed with now. My little nephew, he's obsessed with Spider-Man
Okay.
and
Yeah.
like super boy stuff. He's
Yeah.
such a little boy.
Yeah.
It's
That's
nice.
cool.
It was cool having him here. I love having my family here, but they left. When they left, it was like so quiet.
Mm.
In a way, I was like, "Oh, it's nice and quiet," and then I was like,
It's like,
"Damn
it's
it, no
both.
family."
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But they'll be back. They'll be back. They always come back.
Aw.
But you guys, we had a very depressing week.
Uh,
Well, since the last time we recorded, I should
man.
say. So if you've been living under a rock, you know what's happening. We have to address it.
we do.
Because let me take a big, long swig
Yeah,
of my
let's
alcohol.
all
first.
Yeah.
just
ooh,
maybe.
Yeah.
So if you've been living under a rock, which who knows, maybe some people are, Roe versus Wade got overturned in the Supreme Court. So abortion is illegal at this, or while it's down to the states
States
to
up to the
decide.
states.
But so many states had trigger laws,
Yes.
which they were just anticipating this happening. So they have things in place that as soon as Roe v. Wade got overturned, it triggered these automatic things to come out.
Can I tell you about like these? I'm not 100% sure what states these are, but these are some of the states that do have some of the strictest laws going into effect for abortion. Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, all of those red states we don't give a shit about because except for people who are like
unless
us.
you're cool listening to
Yeah,
our show. in that
exactly.
Yeah,
state.
unless
Then I feel sorry. Run
Then
to
come.
just come to the West Coast. And
Yeah.
get the fuck out of there. It is illegal there, even not just to get an abortion, but if somebody is thinking of an abortion, the prosecutors can go in, look at your browser history, see if you're looking to buy the abortion pills online.
Yep.
And that you can serve time for that and get fined. And if you're somebody like, let's say my sister Urban was like, can you drive me to such and such
Yep.
place?
Yeah.
You, as the driver, taking somebody there, you can get arrested or whatever.
Yeah.
Well,
It's ridiculous.
Texas is like trying to pass this law where if you have an abortion and they find out that you do, and it's because of rape, your rapist can't sue you, but every member of their immediate family
Yes.
can for for $20,000. So like his sister, if you get raped, like your rapist sister, his brother, his mom, his dad, they can all sue you for money.
Yeah.
It's just
It is insane.
Wow.
Like this,
So-
I'm sorry, but this country, not just going backwards, it is literally Germany, 1933.
It's disgusting.
Seriously.
So this is the best piece of advice that I got off TikTok for women. Stop telling your doctor. I'm going to look right in the camera.
Look at our audience.
Stop telling your doctor when your last period was. So, and they ask for everything. You guys don't know this, but like you'll go in for an ear infection and they'll be like, when was your last period? So stop telling your doctor
Why?
when your last period was, because then they can track you to see how far along you are. And then if you if you haven't
Yeah.
had your period in a while, like especially the states that have like, oh, it has to be 12 weeks or whatever. If you've gone to the doctor recently and you've told them when your last period was, or if your last period was whatever for 3 months ago, then they can be
Yeah.
like, oh, you might be pregnant or whatever. And then they have a record of it. So even if they ask you to guess, say, no, I will not guess. And you can just put down that I wouldn't disclose it. So stop telling your doctor when your last period was, please.
Yes, please. It's just insane. Like, I feel like we're definitely going backwards. Not even backwards. It's just. So the thing that really got me was I was watching the news, which I hate doing because it's so fucking depressing. But my
So
brother
depressing.
actually brought this up too, that the Supreme Court takes a break and they come back from their break in October. The next case they're looking at involves our voter rights.
Yep.
For any of you who don't know. And this is where each state, and you got to go online, check this all out on your own, do your research. But from what I read and from what I understand, it's pretty much taking the rights of votes out of our common people's hands and giving it to the people who are actually running for office or Congress or whatever in this governor in those states, where they can actually fuck up the votes.
Yeah.
And this is all because of what happened with the Trump and Trump supporters who are pieces of shit. And I'm going to say that. I don't give a shit. For screwing it up. So pretty much they're taking away us common people's voting rights. We're turning into, we're going to be like Handmaid's Tale. It's going to be like
exactly.
not a democracy, but a dictatorship. I mean,
It's just so much. Like, we need to get rid of the Electoral College.
We do.
need to
Yes.
get rid
It's
of
ridiculous.
filibusters. They're all
Yes.
complete fucking bullshit. Here's what I don't understand is that these people that are saying like we need to do this are like I'm just gonna say it. The majority of like lower class white America.
yeah.
Because they're so fucking scared that they're gonna become a minority and they're not gonna have as much.
They already are a minority.
Exactly.
There's
like,
way-
listen,
yeah.
These rich white fucks want us to have more babies. They want us to have a lower minimum wage. They want us to not be able to vote so that we're all fucking fighting with each other.
Yep.
Yeah.
They want the stratification between the rich and the middle class and the poor to be so wide that there's nothing we can do. So you think that you're doing this for like your fucking religion? Trump doesn't give a fuck about abortion.
No.
Like
No.
they don't care.
They only care about ego and power.
Exactly.
That's
and
it.
they're only doing this to like cloud your mind and to make it so that they have more people to work in their fucking factories, to work in their fucking stores, so that we suffer. It's not going to help you, my uncle who works at Stater Brothers. This is real. It's not going to help you. It's not going to make you more rich. It's not going to make you more powerful. It's not going to do anything. So I just... And there's nothing to do because it's a cult. Like, you can't get them.
No, you can't. It's like talking to a wall. They don't listen. They don't see the bigger picture. They can't look outside of themselves. The other thing is, like, two of the Supreme Court justices who voted to get rid of Roe versus Wade said in an article, it was in the New York Times reported on this, saying that the argument they used for Roe versus Wade is the same argument they're going to use to make sodomy illegal in America. So... that no gay sex, gay marriage, and for married couples to not have contraceptive.
Exactly.
To make it illegal for,
So, like, that's what you really have to think about is when people are putting time and money and legislation into making sure that you get pregnant.
Yeah.
So you can't have contraception. They want you to get pregnant. And then making sure that if you get pregnant, you cannot have an abortion. Making sure that you do not have sex education in your classroom. Making sure that when women are raped, that consent laws are not on the books. What are they interested in? It's not you. It's more bodies in the world.
Yeah. Oh, it's insane. But it's just like what? Bette Midler posted that post the other day that abortions now are illegal. Why don't we make Viagra illegal?
Illegal. Exactly.
Yeah. Why?
Like, if that's what God intended, for you to stop having a hard on.
Yeah.
That's what God wanted.
So get rid of Viagra.
Working, so stop.
Yeah.
Or, make every man get a vasectomy, and then when you're able to have a kid and stuff, you can reverse it.
Mandatory vasectomy.
Yeah, I support that.
I do too.
100%.
Yeah.
But it's just like, and this is the other thing that really got to me this week with looking on social media and stuff, the infighting even within the queer community, the infighting, like going after each other with even real liberals and all that kind of stuff, where it's like, you guys got to put that aside and look at the bigger picture. And this came up because I saw a performer within the gay community post how a lot of cis gay men are posting like, we're next. And people are taking it out of context. Somebody I know posted, and somebody took it out of context, saying, when you say we, you're not really supporting the LGBTQ community, because us queer women, our rights are already getting affected, which is true.
So true.
True. But you also have to think a lot, and this is the thing, this is what I mean by infighting. People were commenting back and saying, no, when we say we're talking about all the LGBTQ rights that are left.
Exactly.
Meaning, to have gay sex between two men, that's going to be illegal at some point.
Yeah.
To gay marriage, all the work we did to get gay marriage is going to go away. Abortion is just the beginning of any minority
100%.
getting their human rights taken away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So instead of focusing on, oh, you shouldn't say we, you're not supporting, get rid of that. It doesn't matter. We need to all come together and not fight amongst each other.
And it's also, I think, just a call to action to sort of fight against apathy or complacency, because you're like, well, I don't have a uterus. It doesn't
matter.
And
it doesn't
like,
matter.
you should still listen, what's happening is eroding our Constitution. It's eroding our rights as people.
Exactly.
So you need to support, women in this. But also you need to realize that it's like, and then they were none. Like, it's not going to stop there. So you are just trying to get people to realize
the
that it affects them.
Some people use for Roe versus Wade, going, you guys calm down. They didn't make abortion illegal. It's down to the state. No, you fucking idiots. They literally made it illegal in states.
Well, and legal
that is not an argument.
Yeah, legal precedent is so important
Yes.
in this country. Like, it's always like, hey, thousands and thousands of judges, people have used this. Like, legal precedent is an argument that you use when you're in trial, when you're doing things. It's like, this is how we've always done it. And like, common law becomes regular law.
Yeah.
That's how this country works.
Yeah.
So for them
Now,
to say
that's how it works now.
Well, well,
that
also,
will probably
Amy
change.
Barrett-Coet, you have no fucking right being on the Supreme Court. You have no fucking experience.
No.
Brett Kavanaugh, you're a fucking rapist.
Yes.
All of them.
We
Ugh,
should. Well,
except for the
some people were
three.
saying like AOC was saying that we should impeach them for like lying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or there
I
was one
agree.
if the president gets impeached, so should the judges he's appointed.
Yep, 100%.
Yes.
I agree with that 100%.
Get them the fuck out of there.
I
But for
agree.
like you, to your point, Bryn, like being complacent, I think people, especially and I go to the queer community because that's the community I'm part of. Even us gay men, to be like, wow, it's only affecting queer women right now. It's not. Like you
Exactly.
got to get rid of that attitude
Yeah.
and be like, this is a personal attack on you.
Yeah.
It is going to start to affect you. And to sit back and do nothing and don't say anything, and even like saying, go out and vote, go out and. I mean, if that goes away, what do we?
Well, 'cause
It's so depressing.
It's Roe vs. Wade got overturned. Then they were like, "Hey, no, the Constitution can't enforce this. It has to be states' rights." But then at the same time, they were like, "Concealed carry, guns.
Yeah.
No, that's the Constitution. You have a right
Yeah.
to that." Now teachers are allowed to lead prayer in school.
Yes.
This all
Insane.
happened like boom, boom, boom.
And this is the
Yes.
thing.
Ugh.
All boils down to religion. They're
Yep.
trying to
Yeah.
organize religion. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a
Guess
piece of
what?
shit.
There is a
Ugh.
division between church and
And
state.
state.
So the fact that we're spending money and we're even doing this is so fucked up. They're like, this is what the founding fathers would have wanted. No,
No,
the
they
founding
didn't.
fathers legitimately had a separation of church and state.
Yeah.
Benjamin Franklin had a book that had a home abortion like a recipe, like instructions in it. Like this isn't what they wanted. And first
Yeah.
of all,
Who cares what they wanted?
gives
Who
a
cares?
fuck?
They
Who
also
gives a
they also
fuck?
thought a black person was 3/4 of the
Exactly.
person. Like
Yeah.
it's
that's
so
not okay.
stupid.
It doesn't matter what they want.
It doesn't. Seriously. It is so depressing. But there are ways you can get out there and be active. One, take the pledge. This is a website I went on. UCLA, is it UC? Yeah, UCLA releases a list of 6 ways to get involved. 6 ways to join the fight against abortion rights right now.
Okay.
First one, take the pledge. No matter where you live, you can join the fight and support your partners fighting for abortion rights. A good place to start is take the pledge, and they have a link there where you can support and sign up for that. Share your story. Go for all the women out there who maybe have gone through an abortion. Share your story.
Yeah.
Get it out there. Do it on social media. I mean, use it
Yeah.
to get the
Yeah.
word out there. How and why? Maybe this was why we need it. Why this shouldn't be taken away.
Yeah.
Other is it's like with everything. Talk to your friends and family. And if you can convince one person, that's one
Yeah.
person.
One person.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Vote like your rights depend on it, but vote like your life depends
Really?
on it. Because it
Yes.
really does at this
It
point.
does.
And then, of course, donate to the organizations like National Network of Abortion Funds. They have the website link on the UCLA.org website. You can support that way. But those are just some of the ways you can get involved, especially with abortion rights, because this is just the tip of the iceberg. Seriously. So the only way, I mean, we just got to try as hard as we can so we don't
I
end up like
know.
Handmaid's Tale.
I mean, it's something.
Because
has
Eric,
to
you
be
and I are
done.
going to be up on a wall.
Oh.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
watch
there-
Handmaid's
Seriously.
Tale, so I don't know what that means.
no.
But
Oh, God.
Eric.
but it sounds bad.
But also,
No.
too, with everything that Shane and Brandon and I were talking about this earlier, it may feel very down because I know I've talked to a lot of other friends and had this conversation with a really good friend of mine. And it's just like, what do you do? There's this hopeless feeling right
I
now.
feel the same way.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But here is, I guess, some tips on how to like, cope with it.
Yeah.
See,
We need them.
You know, it's okay to be angry and sad. It is okay. Live in those feelings. Don't stay in those. Well, stay in the angry. Get
Stay in
angry.
your anger,
stay
yeah.
in the
Yeah.
anger.
And it's okay. It really is. Arm yourself with the facts. Knowledge is power. Go out, read everything you can. So when you face somebody who is opposite viewpoints, you have the weapons, you have the knowledge to come back and hopefully change a mind or two.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Next one. Take action if you are able to. Take action in any way you can on social media. Even if you're just sharing your voice like we do on this podcast and give our opinion,
Yeah.
you don't know who it's going to reach, who's going to listen, and maybe that person may be swayed just a little bit.
Maybe.
Do you know what I
Nice.
mean?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens.
And it's it's like a gradual breakaway for some people. They
Yeah.
hear one thing and
Right.
And this is a good one. Take a break from social media.
Oh my
It
God.
is
Agreed.
okay because It can be overwhelming, especially lately.
It can be so much like even when you are following people that you admire and people that have your same opinions, they are also just sort of helpless and lost. So
Yeah.
to see those people just getting so affected and emotional can make you even more emotional. I have a daughter. I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it feels very stressful right
And
now.
I feel like anybody who even has kids, like I look at my niece and nephew and my brother and his kids and like Flynn, they're the ones who are going to inherit this problem. They're the ones who are going to be inheriting all this.
Yeah.
100%.
And that's what's scary.
It's
as
so
fuck.
scary. I'm like, what kind of world? Like, so I did a video on Instagram so I have this thing where I ask Flynn for permission before I get hugs and kisses from her.
Right.
And it's like to teach her consent and make sure that she understands that, like, you know, if my mom doesn't make me hug and kiss her, you're not going to make me hug and kiss you, whatever person. So I did a video where I did a couple of examples because people hate that I do this. It makes them very uncomfortable.
I remember.
And so I put it on and I got annihilated on Instagram. People were like, this is the reason that America's falling apart. And, you know, like, this is so stupid. And it was like, if just the bare minimum of me teaching my daughter that she owns her own body is offensive to people, where the fuck are we going from here?
I know. But you guys, I don't know. Oh, the last one.
Oh, yeah.
And this is important. Lean on others. Lean on your friends. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
I agree.
for sure.
Don't sit in solitude if you don't have to, because
Yeah.
it can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
But I mean, all we can do is hope for the best and try our hardest. Get out there, be active, get your voices out there.
Yeah.
Try to make just some small change and stay positive. I
Yeah.
know it's hard to do, but we're going to try with an alcohol break
Yeah.
right now.
Yes.
And then when we come back,
Yeah,
everybody,
yeah.
we're going to have some fun because
Yeah.
God
Yay.
knows we need it. You guys, we will be Hey everybody, we're back from break. Oh man, ready to have some fun, you guys?
Yay.
Wait, we were just talking about something on break.
Oh,
and
God.
it
Oh,
was Bryn actually has a date tomorrow.
I do. I have a date tomorrow.
Are you okay talking about this? I
Yes.
never asked.
No,
I just
yeah,
assume.
No. Yeah. With a father.
With a dad.
So you know what happened is I changed my age settings
Okay.
to much older than me.
Okay.
How
and
much
now
older?
I'm getting a lot of bites.
Okay.
So I'm 37.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Still a
it used
child.
to be still a child. I used to have it from 35 to 40.
Okay.
'Cause I
That's a
started-
small window.
It
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
small. I guess I didn't realize.
Okay.
I was just like, okay, whatever. And I started back dating again when I was 35. So I was like,
Okay.
5 years older than me. That's 40.
Yeah.
And then it's been 2 years,
okay.
I didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
And so I went in and I was like, talking to all these like younger guys. And I was like, nah, And I dated a younger guy for a little bit and it was not great.
Yeah.
And I changed him up to 48.
Okay.
And now I'm getting a lot of bites.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
And how do you feel about that? Do you like?
I like it actually because I'm thinking maybe you're more established in life. You're more ready for like a mature woman.
Hopefully.
Mature woman.
With a mature
said-
body.
Mature woman with a mature body. I am getting that on a shirt. I'm wearing it to Pride. I am a mature woman with a mature body.
It's your grinder profile.
So is.
So I now have
Okay,
a date
yeah.
tomorrow. So
Sorry for keep coughing.
Oh,
I had
it's
the. Ugh.
today is my daughter's birthday.
Happy birthday, Flynn.
Yay.
But for those of you who co-parent know that this year I'm not with her.
Okay.
So my goal was to just fucking slam up my weekend. Like I messaged Tony. I was like, if you're doing anything, let me
I know.
Wow.
Oh.
I was like, you want to do the show? We'll go hang out. Yeah.
So
I
I
like
was
when
like-
you think of slamming a weekend, you think of me.
I do.
Aw.
Tony's the first thing that pops in my mind.
I don't.
I
So yeah, I have a date tomorrow with a mature gentleman.
How old is the mature gentleman?
He's 47,
Okay.
Ooh.
which is 10 years older than me, which
10.
I'm like, that's dope.
Yeah.
Like, you probably have better expectations and or more realistic goals for your life.
Yeah. So that's an entire generation. That is a Gen Xer.
Oh yeah. He
Yeah.
is like a Gen Xer.
You have different.
So then I get to
things,
be
yeah.
like the millennial.
Yeah, you get to be like, my iPhone does this.
Oh my
You
god.
don't
Yeah,
even
exactly.
know.
My iPhone does
Okay, boomer. So yeah, we're gonna go get Irish coffees tomorrow.
Oh, I like that.
Well, he was like, should we get a drink? Should we do coffee? And I, as a joke, was like, why don't we do Irish coffees? And he was like, yeah, that sounds rad. And I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Did you use
Yeah.
the word rad?
He didn't. I say rad and dude a lot. Flynn makes
I
fun
know
of me
you
all
do.
the time.
Okay.
No,
I
he
love
said,
it.
that sounds great.
Well, that's
Aw.
good.
Okay.
I
Yeah, I'm
like that
excited.
So
he-
wait, what we were talking about? He asked if you were.
Oh, no, this is a
into-
different guy.
Oh.
Okay.
So this was another older gentleman that we had been talking for probably 20 minutes online on Bumble.
Okay.
And
Sponsor us.
so I was like, hey,
Sponsor.
Bumble.
Bing, bing, bing.
And he was like, do you have any interest in being a hot wife? And because on my profile, I have that I do stand-up comedy.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, he's talking about that parody series of The Housewives that's on Hulu. And I was like,
Right.
oh, yeah, that'd be like rad, Like,
Yeah.
get on TV? Sure. And
I'll
he's
be a
like,
hot wife.
no, like, be a hot wife. And then I had to Google it.
What did Google tell you? What did Miss Google say?
Miss Google told me that being a hot wife means that you get married and you're allowed, the wife specifically, it didn't say anything about the husband.
Of
Of
never
course.
does. God
The
damn it.
wife is allowed to date other people that the partner approves of and then watches.
Wow. So,
So
it's
I don't
kind
know
of
about
like
that.
cuckolding.
Like kind of like a
What's
cuckold, but like you
cuckolding?
have to be married, I
So
guess.
Cuckolding is where you are allowed to cheat, but the other partner has to watch you cheating. And that's like their
Okay.
punishment is watching you cheat in front of them.
But if that's a turn on for them, that's
It
what I
is a
found-
turn. It's a total fetish.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's all part of the act of like punishing.
I
as I'm
too
Yeah, exactly. Like
much,
you did this.
too
And
much.
it's like it's just a lot of effort.
Yeah.
What
Would you
was-
do that?
No.
No, I couldn't.
Mm-mm.
I'm not into it, but it's also just, I mean, he was very respectful about it, I guess. He was like right up front because we had just been talking. He's like, then I'm
He's like, hey, by the way,
do you want to be a hot wife? And I was like, I don't know if I ever want to get married again, and we have to get married just to have sex.
You're like, boo, bring a book.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, man.
You're like, yeah,
Let's have an Irish coffee first.
Yeah.
An Irish coffee. Oh, God. Oh, okay. Let's talk about. Wait, what was I going to talk about? Oh, did you watch The Umbrella Club? Any of you?
No.
Umbrella Academy. Sorry.
No.
Umbrella Academy. This is totally. That was a worst transition I've ever done.
Non-sec.
Yeah.
Umbrella Academy came out season 3. I loved season 2. We talked about this.
Season 2 is amazing.
I know this isn't going to be a popular opinion, but I didn't like season 3.
I'm so disappointed. To hear that.
The only part of season 3 I was like, okay, was the way they handled Elliot Page and the character.
Okay.
They did it very seamlessly. They made it very real. There was no big whoopla. It was just like, this is it. And then the brothers and the actors and the characters that played Elliot's brothers and sisters made no big deal. They acknowledged and moved on, right?
Great.
And they really showed like Elliot's Page, like, this is the decision. And they kept it very in what happens in real life, right?
Because
when people comes out trans and
that's the most interesting character in
by far
Umbrella Academy.
After that whole thing, after that all got talked about on the show, I was so like, this. You guys are trying too hard with the plot. I'm not interested.
So
the world's ending again. Okay, how are you going to save it? And the way the series ended, spoiler alert, if you don't want to know, plug your ears or whatever. But they all lose their powers at the end, and then it's done.
No, I hate that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't. I'm good.
That's it? That's the end?
That was the end. And then you see the dad with another wife, and I'm like, I don't care at this point.
I don't care.
I really don't care. It was disappointing.
That sucks.
And I know season 2 was
Season 2 was phenomenal.
This was nothing compared to season 2.
Everything about it was amazing.
They should have just ended at season 2.
Yeah, they should have just been done.
I like when I appreciate a show when they like shut it off when it's good.
That was it.
Done. Yeah.
Like it was everything about it was.
Well, there was
so
a
good.
couple other shows that had done that. Like Schitt's Creek ended before
Yeah.
they
on the high note. Yeah.
Broad City, I feel like ended.
Yes,
at
100%.
One of the best shows ever on TV, Broad City.
Sex and the City, the original, when they ended.
Should have never came back.
Bring it back. Don't do it.
Oh, so one of my you'll love this, Bryn. Pedro Almodovar, the actor, the Spanish director.
Yeah.
He did the movies All About My Mother, Volare, what's it called? Tie Me Up, Tie Me Down, Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown, Kiki. All of these, some of the most amazing movies I've ever seen. I love his shit. He is directing a new film, and it's his take on Brokeback Mountain, is what it should have been.
Oh.
So I didn't know this, but he was supposedly the original director for Brokeback Mountain. Then Yang Lee did it, and he said no to it because he didn't want it to be a Hollywood story. So the new movie, it's a cowboy drama directed by Pedro Almodovar, and it is going to be, and it's starring Ethan Hawke.
Can they be like ranchero cowboys?
Oh,
This is the thing. So it's Ethan Hawke and let me find the other actor. I just had it up. You guys
also,
talk.
can I tell you, ranchero is a huge thing in Mexico City,
is it?
and there's
Is
gay
it really?
ranchero bars, and there's and I'm like with the hats,
hot.
and I'm like, I'm so confused by this, but I'm so mesmerized I can't stop
I
looking.
love westerns. So, do you know the 10-gallon hats?
Yes.
Yeah.
How they got that name? I read this somewhere. I don't know if it's 100% true, but tan galan, like they would say how handsome to all the Americans.
Yeah.
Like they'd be like tan galan, and then they'd be like, oh, 10 gallon.
10 gallon.
And then they started calling them 10-gallon hats.
I love that, Bryn. Bryn, you need to bring one of these for every episode.
I
Oh my
will.
God, I love that.
The more you know.
Etymology. Yeah, exactly.
So it's Ethan Hawke and Robert Pascal, the actor.
Okay.
Both of them. So one of them is playing like the sheriff, the other one's an outlaw, and they haven't seen each other in years because they're enemies and all this, but there is an underlining romance between them. And Pedro Almodovar described the movie as, this is what Brokeback Mountain really should have been, because he said Brokeback Mountain, when it was filmed and the way Eileen did it, was very animalistic.
Yeah.
Where if you're a really gay man, you're not going to be having that much sex in the woods because we know you're not douching out the butthole.
Yeah. Also, they
True.
didn't have lube.
No.
Yeah.
So he
What was
said
happening there?
his film is going to be much more realistic to what a gay cowboy relationship
A lot more lube.
Yeah.
and
yeah.
intimacy.
Sponsored
He said
by
it's
gun
very-
oil.
Yeah. I'm just so excited to see his take on it. Seriously.
Now, I mean, I love a Western.
I think it's going to be amazing.
I can't
wait.
Yeah.
And the other big news that just melted my little gay heart was the trailer for Hocus Pocus. Came out
I
this
almost
week.
wore my Hocus Pocus shirt today,
Okay.
too.
What?
I almost peed my pants when I saw the still frame, the advertisement
Yeah.
for it with Bette Midler's
I
on a
love
broom.
it. I love it.
Sarah Jessica Parker's on a Dyson, and Catherine Najimy is on 2 Roombas.
Yes.
Because that's
Genius.
from the first one. Oh, my God, that's amazing.
Yes. How I saw that and I almost was like,
Yeah.
please let this be real. Please let it be real. I had a friend, you know who you are, who said they did Bet wrong during the trailer. She looked not good. I was like,
I thought they
I think
all
she
looked
looked
great in the
fine.
yes,
trailer.
they're supposed to be old.
They're
Old
supposed to be. I
Yes.
mean, I guess technically, if you were in hell, you would not age,
No.
which is where the first movie left them off at. But let's suspend disbelief.
I mean,
And they're coming back.
He was
they've-
specific towards Bette Midler, and I was like, she is 76 years old.
I would say they've all
looks
had
great for
I think she
76.
some work done. They all have.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously.
And they all look young compared to how much time has passed.
Exactly. Like, they all look
if,
pretty.
If
I mean,
these women were of that time of the age now, back then, they would not look like
Exactly.
I think they look fantastic.
I know the film is not going to win an Oscar or anything like that.
it's not the point.
I am so
No.
excited for it. I don't care what the story is, just to see the three of them back on the screen
together.
Yeah.
as the Sanderson sisters. I'm so excited for it.
I think
don't care what the film is
originally
about.
they weren't going to have them back.
No,
And
Yeah.
they
then
weren't.
Bette
They were
Midler
going to be
was like,
cameos.
I'm
So.
shocked that they were able to negotiate. That must have been a good negotiating night.
Oh,
I mean, also, I bet you
so
that once
excited
people
for
found
it.
that out, they're like, the only reason that people are going to watch this is for nostalgia.
Yeah.
no shit.
So,
I mean,
like,
I
if
would.
you don't bring them back, like, if they weren't in it, I'd be like, what the fuck is
Yeah,
this?
why?
I'm not
Why?
watching
I don't,
that.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Why?
why I would have been.
Why?
I'm not watching The Little Mermaid 3.
Exactly.
You stupid bitch. The other
Flounder's Revenge.
Flounders. Was that what it's called?
Who knows?
So gross. The other big stuff. This is funny, and I'll show this. Let's see if I can show this on the. So Billie Eilish got a statue in what's it called at the
Oh, Madame Tussauds.
What is that?
Madame Tussauds in L.A.
Talking
and
about doing people wrong.
That's what I would. You just stole
Oh,
my
I'm
joke,
sorry.
bitch.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I'm gonna put this up on the screen. Let me see.
Wow.
So Twitter is not happy about
That looks
which.
terrible.
It looks awful.
What is that
awful.
wig?
Here, there's that. Okay,
Yeah.
this is
That is
so.
bad.
Anybody who's watching us on YouTube, you guys will be able to see this in a minute. But they did a wax figure of her, and I am sorry, but it is.
I can't quite put my finger on what actress that looks like, but
It's
like
just so bad.
It's
don't
bad.
know.
It's so bad. It's like a cross between like Charlize Theron and like
Scarlett Johansson.
And
or-
Monster. Yeah,
Yeah,
Charlize
It's
Theron.
Monster.
looks like Eileen Wernos.
See, you think Billie Eilish and you think this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Why didn't they do that for the video, for the statue? I mean,
Yeah, that's so weird.
I mean, come on.
Thank you for showing this to me. This is so entertaining.
Doesn't that look awful, you
It
guys?
looks terrible.
Wow.
I mean, Madame Tussauds are like either they get it exactly
Yeah.
right or it's horribly wrong.
Horrible.
It's never just like, oh, that's sort of like them.
Yeah.
Like, remember that when they did of Beyonce?
Yes.
And it was like
This is bad. I
attempted murder.
and I have
Yes.
said this on the show before. I am not a Billie Eilish fan because I think she's just a little. And I know people are gonna hate me for this. I'm just not a fan of her music. I'm not a fan of.
You're allowed to not be a fan of things.
I'm just think she's a little. She has mush mouth at the time when she sings. And I'm like, oh, get some energy in you. I can't. Stand
She is very down. And
But when I saw this, I was like, I'm not a fan of yours, but girl, they did you wrong. I would be pissed. I would be so mad.
that is not okay.
It just looks so bad.
What is that stance that she's taking?
Why that look?
Why?
Out of all of the Billie Eilish looks, that's the one you're gonna go with? No, thank you, ma'am. Move next. I'm done with you.
It looks like when you're like taking a million pictures at a time, you get that weird one in between where you're sort of just like, what's happening? That's what
I
it
would
looks
sue
like.
for slander.
I would sue for slander. I would too. I'd be like, no.
You're not showing the public this.
Okay, do you guys want to play a game? And Bryn, you can't look at my screen.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I thought we were gonna. This should be fun. We'll end it on a little bit of a high note. So this is a little thing I devised called Punchline.
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And since we do have a stand-up comedian on our podcast,
Is it me?
Bryn,
It's Eric.
I'm gonna give you a punchline to the joke, and you guys got to tell me the joke.
Okay.
Joke. Okay.
Are you ready for this? Are
We
you
have
guys
to
ready?
reverse engineer
I'm
the
gonna
joke.
try.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm into
Don't look at my screen.
I'm not. Okay.
Bryn.
Okay.
And I have large print
I-
because I'm blind as a bat.
I got it. Why did the chicken cross the road?
Why?
I just realized in my adulthood that was a suicide joke.
You told me that.
I told you,
I
yeah.
did not know that either.
And some of these jokes are very raunchy and not appropriate,
Okay.
but I don't give a
Okay.
shit. Kick his sister in the jaw is the punchline.
Kick his sister in the jaw.
Oh God, this is harder than I thought.
When I read this, I was like, oh.
The baby looks just like a female version of him.
Kick the sister in the jaw.
It's an incest joke.
You're almost there. You're almost there.
Oh, see, you're good at this.
Oh, am I supposed to come up with this? Are we supposed to come up with a specific joke?
Or no, just
Okay.
a joke.
Okay. Then I'll stick with incest.
Eric, do you have something?
I don't.
Kick your sister
I'm
in
not.
the jaw.
I'm not that good at this.
Oh, come on.
I'll try on the next one.
Okay. How do you circumcise a Lannister? Bryn's reaction.
Like Game of Thrones?
Kick his sister in the jaw. Yeah.
Oh! That's funny.
That's horrible. We
That's
do not.
I have
Game of
not seen
Thrones.
Game of
Okay.
Thrones.
You
so.
had no chance.
May I
Okay.
push your stool in?
Okay. What did the nurse say to the diarrhea patient?
May I push your stool in? What about you, Eric? Do you have one? Come on.
What did Mario say to the princess? And
Wow, that was a stretch.
No, that was a
Super
good
Mario.
one.
That was good, actually. The actual joke is, what is the best pickup line in a gay bar? May I push your stool in?
I like
wow,
that.
that's a good one.
that
I
is a
do
good
like
one.
that one.
Turn the chair upside down.
Turn the chair upside down.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is hard.
Turn the chair upside down. Come on, Bryn. I can smell that smoke burning between those ears.
Oh, I don't know. How do you
How do you entertain four bottoms?
You're close. That was good. Turn the chair upside down. Eric,
Oh,
how do you make four gay men sit on a chair? On one chair, turn the chair
turn
upside
upside down?
Yes.
Bing, bing,
No,
bing, bing,
you
bing.
got it.
Oh, wait, wrong way. Okay, ready? Okay, here's the next one. Make choking noises.
Ooh.
Make
Oh.
choking
Choke.
noises.
I mean, really, I would be like, how do you make him feel better about his night?
Make choking noises. Do you have one? That was good, Brett.
I don't think I have one for this
Okay.
one.
What did Cinderella do when she got to the ball? Make choking noises.
I love that.
He only comes once a year.
Okay, so that's like an
That's
obvious
easy.
Santa joke.
Yeah, that's a Santa joke.
But I want to go with how do you get a check from your sugar daddy?
He only comes once a year.
And
That's
it's
a
you.
good
I could
one.
construct that better, but
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Eric?
It's once a year. I don't have one.
Why does Santa have such a big sack? He only comes once a year.
Oh, that's a good one.
The more you play with it, the harder it gets.
A Rubik's Cube?
What about it? You're close, friend. You're looking at my computer.
I'm not.
Father Gerald from Catholic school?
The more you play with it, the harder
I
it
cannot top that.
Okay, what do penises and Rubik's Cubes have in common?
Oh,
You were
got
so
it. Okay.
close. Oh, wow.
Okay.
You're good at this.
Call and tell her about it.
Call and tell her about it.
I don't get this one, though.
All right, then.
How do you make your girlfriend scream during sex? Call and tell her.
Because you're
about
having
it.
sex and you call and you're like, hey, I'm having sex right now.
Oh, that's stupid.
And she screams.
That's bad.
Someone's always willing to blow your bonus.
Oh, what's the difference between your
Come on, you got it.
okay, the difference between your wife and your side piece?
No. What's the difference between your dick and a bonus check?
Oh.
Someone's always willing to
Willing to
blow,
blow
your
your
bonus.
bonus. Got it.
That was good.
Just in.
No, how a newscaster announces sex?
Just
Wow.
I'm Tom, and this is Justin.
Justin. That was okay. That was decent, Eric.
That's good. No, I don't have one.
What do you call a guy with a small dick? Justin.
Justin.
And they have a picture of Justin Bieber.
I was thinking Timberlake.
That,
Well,
that
that
is what I was
too.
Yeah.
thinking too.
That too. There. That's all we'll do.
Oh, okay.
you guys
That was
were okay.
that
with
was harder than I
You guys
thought,
were
but
That
it
was
was
much
good.
harder. I thought that you were just gonna. I didn't know that we were like, oh, these are specific jokes. I
Why-
thought you were just gonna say like,
A punchline? I could do it that
like
way.
any punchline. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Next time.
Peanut butter and jelly. What's the joke? Go. Come on, let's test your
oh,
comedy
you just
skills.
were like, what's the difference between? Oh, what does it feel like having sex with me?
Peanut butter and jelly. What does it feel like when he doesn't do show? Peanut butter and jelly. Sounds funny. No, come on, Eric.
Wow.
That's funny. Come
Wow.
on. Oh my
Eric
God.
is like too classy for
He's
this.
like, I can. I was just at Pride. No,
Sorry.
I'm all gayed out. Oh my God. But you guys, guess what? We made
Aw.
it through another show.
Yay!
Yay. So, Bryn, how do people find you? Let's wrap this
it's-
shit up.
It's at a real Bryn Mac on Instagram.
There you go. And Eric, how do people find you?
You can find me sloppy drunk at Pride
Yay.
in San Diego in a few weeks.
Yes,
Or
you can.
you can watch all of it on Instagram at Daddy Bear Eric.
Yep.
Love it.
Yes, you can follow me at Sony_Baloney_Macaroni on Instagram. We are Who Invited Her _podcast on Instagram. We're Who Invited Her SD on Twitter and Facebook. Pride is coming up in a couple weeks. 1 week, 2 weeks.
Exciting, too.
Exciting.
Oh, it's going to be a lot.
I hope your liver's ready.
No, I'm not ready for this. You and
Outfits.
Cesar are marching in the parade this
We
year.
are.
Yeah.
We're doing the Latinx Coalition.
There you
March.
go.
Oh,
You
that's
and
so
Christina,
cool.
darling,
Yes,
too.
and Chris, yes.
Yeah.
That's rad.
I am not. Why? I don't know.
Because you want to sleep in.
I
Part
do.
of this.
But you guys, that is it for us. We will be back next week. Or actually, we might have a bonus episode coming up, which you don't know about.
Oh,
Coming
Okay.
up this week with an old guest of
am
ours.
I on it?
Yeah. Who hasn't
It
been
is
on the
just
show
in.
in a hot minute, but she's going to be making an appearance.
Oh.
So hopefully that happens this week. We'll see.
Okay.
But that is it for us. We will see everybody next week and have a great rest of the day. Bye.